Hi, guys. My name is Steve B. Coming to you today to talk about staying sober for today on this chilly November 3rd. It is Sunday. Sunday in the park. I don't think there's a song about Sunday in the park, but I know Saturday in the park yesterday. Yeah, there was. But anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well today. I wanna talk to you about something that I learned in recovery called the gift of desperation. And I had it when I came in, and it's actually a gift. They call it, gift of separation. It's a gift, like the gift of desperation. Sorry. I had it when I came in, and I hope I never lose that desperation for staying sober. It's a great thing because it's going to keep you on the edge of sobriety. It's going to keep you on the good side of sobriety. When I came in at the end of 1992, I had that, and I was like, I was a mess. It was like alcohol's not doing for me what it used to do for me anymore. I honestly had enough, and that was for me a huge gift. I didn't know it at the time, but I think God let me feel that it was time to stop. It was time to move on from alcohol because I was I felt like I was dying. I was drinking every day and I was guzzling the stuff down. I wasn't feeling like I did in the beginning. When I first discovered alcohol, how it was like, this is fun. I love what it's doing to my head. And I talk to people like now, like my girlfriend Lena. She says, "Oh man, I hate that feeling." That's not an alcoholic. Alcoholic loves that feeling when when you open up the bottle, start drinking it down. It does something to your mind, to your head, And what it did for me was it opened up the universe. Like I'm uh I'm really loving it, and from the first time right up to the last time, I got drunk and but honestly, a non-alcoholic doesn't feel that. A non-alcoholic doesn't feel um, the elation of getting drunk, the buzz. I used to call it a buzz, and anybody that is an alcoholic knows what your buzz is. And from the first time right up to the last time, I had that buzz, and in the end, it wasn't doing for me what it was doing for me in the beginning. You know, in the end, it was just like depression. It made me more depressed, and it's like that. I didn't sign up for this crap, and So then, what did I do? I I knew what I was going to do because I was introduced to AA about 7 years before. When I had a pretty significant uh, DUI. I was passed out in the middle of the highway. Could have been killed. Could have been killed, but I wasn't by the grace of God. And so I drank for 7 more years, and alcoholically, and drove. I was a little more careful driving because after I got my first DUI, I was terrified I was going to get another one, and I really couldn't handle the prospect of getting another DUI. So I I just one day I said I'm gonna try AA. I knew I was gonna try a program. I was gonna come into recovery and I was gonna gonna get help because I needed help and I couldn't do it by myself. It just wasn't in the cards. You know, before I went in the end of '92, I tried a number of times and it wasn't a pleasant experience. It was not a pleasant experience. I um I looked it up. I don't know how I found it, but I guess I was aware of a few meetings because I looked them up. I got a hold of a schedule book or something like that, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna go to AA. So I did, and I found recovery. I started going to meetings all the time because that gift of desperation, and in the beginning I had no idea, is this for me, is this not for me, what's going on. I have no idea if this is going to work, not going to work. I was in a fog, and I remember going to, some of the meetings I went to were jam packed with people, and I'm a non-people guy. I mean, this guy was very shy in groups, very shy, and I wasn't good at um, communicating. I was a terrible communicator. I don't know, I was just terribly conscious of myself, and not being drunk was a new type of me, and I was not used to that at all. But what did I do? I found meetings, and I learned that they're all over the place. That they're there, and they're all over the place. And I started going to these different meetings and started seeing the same people at different meetings. Not all. I mean, some different people went to the other meetings and stuff, but I started to get to know people, and lo and behold, one day at a time, I was staying sober, and I had no idea. I mean, looking back on my drinking career, when I first came into the recovery, it was like I tried before I actually came into recovery. I tried to stay sober on my own without any help, and I could not do it. I couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And yet here I am. I go to these meetings, and I'm staying sober, and it was like effortless. I became a coffee drink. I came to like coffee because they had coffee at all the meetings, and so I became a coffee connoisseur. Used to love the flavor, cream flavored creams, and a lot of these meetings had different flavors, French vanilla or hazelnut or this or that. It was pretty good, pretty good. And so I kept going, and that's one of the things that I could say was a success of mine, was that I went to a lot of meetings, and I was lucky that in the beginning I could saturate myself with meetings because I got sober in the winter time, and I was laid off in the winter time because I worked road construction, and we worked in the spring, summer, and fall. Winter for a few months we had off, and so that was a huge help, huge, huge help, because I could pretty much go to any meetings I wanted to, and I did, and that became my daily habit instead of drinking. Um, I I did a lot of meetings, and here I am, 32 years sober, and I'm still doing a lot of meetings. I don't have to, but I do about 12 a week, and for me, I don't know, that works. If I do less, or if I have something to do and I can't make that many, I'm good. I'm good. Um, God has been more than good to me, and you guys that know me know know that, God was the biggest part of my recovery. Um, how's everybody doing today? You doing okay? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good, in a good place. It's Sunday here, and here it is, November 3rd, and the weather is just heavenly. It's just fantastic. And no complaints here. No complaints. I I'm glad to be with you guys today, like always. I um I hope you're into staying sober today, because that's the thing that's gonna make it all worthwhile. You don't need to drink. You don't need to drug. You don't need to drink. You don't need to drug. One day at a time. It's gonna be okay. You know, beautiful weather out here. Um, Sun is shining. Not a cloud in the sky. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. You know. So guys, um, the gift of desperation. Like they talk about it in the literature, in the recovery literature. I think the gift of desperation is very necessary. If you don't have that, then you're gonna feel, well, I'm not that bad, not that bad. But you know what? It's if you're drinking and can't stop. I mean, that's how I determine what an alcoholic is as opposed to a non-alcoholic. They drink and they can't stop. And thank God for that gift of desperation. It's a wonderful thing, you know. Um, Trying to see the time. I can't see it. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. It's a fantastic thing, because it's gonna like be okay. I feel like I took it to the end. I took it as far as I ever want to take it, and I don't want to pick it up again, because and another thing I believe is, the gift of desperation is good, but you also have to realize that once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. I love that saying. It's very true. If you're an alcoholic today, you're an alcoholic forever. You know, and you can arrest it one day at a time, which is fantastic, but you can never drink safely. You can never go back to being a normal drinker. And I honestly believe I was never a normal drinker. I used to, uh, when I was young, I would chase that buzz, and there was no off switch. There was never an off switch. It was like always, there. That if I was drinking, wasn't gonna stop. Had no plans, no desire to stop. And so that's the gift. That's the gift. I know that, and I know if I ever pick it up again, it's gonna be just like it was then, and worse. It's only gonna get worse. And I don't know what kind of damage I did to myself all those years of drinking, but I sure don't miss it. Which is also a gift, because a lot of people, they stay sober for a long time and then they want to go back to it. It's sick to me. It's like, why would you want to go back to something that's killing you and is gonna kill you? There was a time a long time ago that I stayed sober. We call it white knuckling it. I white knuckled it for 5 months. And some things happened, and then the day came when it's like, I want to drink more than I want to stay sober. And I went on a, oh my God, 15-month drinking binge, you know. I went to Europe. I visited my sister. She lived in Germany. You know, I drank out there in Europe. I drank on a train, and I don't know. I was a mess. I was a mess, and I couldn't stop. And I didn't want to stop. But today, you know, I got the habit of staying sober, and I'm loving it, loving it. So, what are you guys doing today? You got any plans for this beautiful Sunday, November 3rd? You know, I hope you're living and loving life. You know, it's sometimes life is hard, you know, and we need each other to boost each other up. And my goodness, I'm here to tell you that, you know, you're not alone. If you think you're alone, you're not. You know, there's a God of the universe that loves you and wants you to come to Him. And I'll tell you, He'll never leave you alone. You know, there's no reason to be alone if you don't want to be. When I first came into recovery, I found that out. And for 32 years, I see that I need to be around people. I also need my alone time, which I think is fantastic. But I need to be around people because, you know, my nature says push them away, push them away, push them away. God says no, no, because you got something to share with them. Then, you know, life can be good. Well, I love you guys. Please give me a like and subscribe, and give me a comment too if you want. I'd love to hear from you. God bless.